The reported addition to Indiana's roster has officially come to fruition. Tuesday morning, U confirmed that Kayton Samuels has decided to transfer to the university and will play his football for the Hoosiers. The defensive tackle is set to graduate from Syracuse May 12, and will join the team shortly thereafter. As a graduate transfer, Samuels will be eligible to play immediately in 2018, his final of eligibility. Kayton is a big body in the middle who immediately shores up our defense, head coach Tom Allen said in quotes distributed by the school. He brings a lot of experience with his 24 starts in the ACC. We are pleased to welcome him into our program. Samuels announced his decision to transfer from the Orange in mid-December. In 34 career games for the ACC school, Samuels was credited with 44 tackles, 4.5 of which were for a loss, as well as a fumble recovery. Of those 34 appearances, Samuels started in a dozen of them, 7 in 2017, 5 the year before. Maybe the third time will be a charm, or will it be 3 strikes and you're out in the end? Either way, Amir Mitchell is getting set to seek his third college football home, with a wide receiver taking to Twitter Sunday to confirm that he has been granted a release from his Rutgers scholarship. The move comes a little over 6 months after he was dismissed from the Scarlet Knights for violating unspecified team rules. While Mitchell was released, there were restrictions placed on him by the university as HES barred from moving on to another Big Ten school, as well as the 3 teams on Roost's 2018 non-conference schedule: Buffalo, Kansas and Texas State. The move on from Piscataway continues what has thus far been a rollercoaster collegiate career. A 2016 Michigan signee, Mitchell announced in late August of that year, after a suspension, that he was leaving the Wolverines and reopening his recruitment. A week later, the wide receiver confirmed his transfer to Rutgers. After sitting out the 2016 to satisfy NCAA transfer rules, he received a waiver from having to sit out 2s because of the intra-conference transfer. Mitchell was penciled in as a starting receiver the spring of 2017 before tearing an ACL. Because of that injury and subsequent dismissal, Mitchell never played a down for the Scarlet Knights. A 4-star 2016 recruit, Mitchell was rated as the number 5 player at any position in the state of New Jersey and the number 167 player overall on 247sports.com's composite board. He was an early enrollee who participated in spring practice prior to his departure from Ann Arbor. Of all of the off-season roster moves, this one ranks right up there as arguably the least surprising. In seeking a replacement for J.T. Barrett, Ohio State's quarterback competition consisted of 3 players this spring: Joe Burrow, Tate Martell and Dwayne Haskins. Throughout the process, Haskins has been considered the favorite to replace Barrett, leading to significant speculation that Burrow could be the odd man out and opt to leave the Buckeyes. Over the weekend, the quarterback's father, Jimmy Burrow, an assistant on Frank Solik's Ohio University coaching staff, posted an interesting and illuminating tweet after watching his son graduate from OSU. On his own Twitter account Tuesday morning, Joe Burrow confirmed that his next challenge will be finding a new football home, as he has decided to leave OSU and transfer elsewhere. Burrow stated he made the move after weeks of struggling with this decision. After weeks of struggling with this decision, I have decided to leave Ohio State and explore other options. My teammates and coaches all know the love I feel for them. I will decide where I will play next year in the coming weeks. Joey Burrow at Joe Burrow 10 May 8, 2018. Not only will Burrow be eligible to play immediately at another FBS school, LSU Florida, as a graduate transfer, but his new school will be getting the quarterback for both 2018 and 2019, as the redshirt junior has 2s of eligibility remaining. Burrow was a 4-star 2015 signee who was rated as the number 8 dual-threat quarterback in the country. As Barrett's primary backup in 2016, Burrow completed 22 of his 28 pass attempts for 226 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He was the favorite to hold on to that job in 2017 as well, before he was sidelined with a broken bone in his right throwing hand. With Burrow sidelined for the first month of the, Haskins took over as the number 2 quarterback behind Barrett. Haskins completed 40 of his 57 pass attempts for 565 yards and 4 touchdowns in 8 games last, including a memorable relief appearance in yet another win over rival Michigan. The performance in the game helped solidify Haskins as the favorite to replace Barrett heading into the offseason. Want your early morning routine today to consist of 1 part utter seething and 2 parts blood boiling. Continue reading. Martin and Jolene Lafrance of Port Bryan, NY, have a young son, CJ Lafrance, who they had claimed was battling Hodgkin's lymphoma. The family developed a relationship with Syracuse director of player development Roy Whitaker, who twice beat cancer, with that relationship leading to the then 9-year-old boy as well as his family visiting an Orange football practice last August to meet head coach Dino Babers and several of his favorite players. On Friday, following a 4-month investigation, the mother and father were arrested and charged by the Cuyahoga County, New York Sheriff's Office with scheme to defraud and endangering the welfare of a child, the Syracuse Post-Standard has reported. In essence, the couple is accused of lying about their son's cancer and profiting from the lie, with the Post-Standard writing that the sheriff's office conclusively learned that CJ was never diagnosed with cancer or any other medical condition. Through a GoFundMe page, the couple had received a little over $3,300 in donations, which led to the charges. That page is no longer accepting donations, it should be noted. From the Post-Standard story regarding the young boy's visit to practice last year, after the visit, CJ's uncle, Justin Rowe, said CJ's diagnosis had recently been upgraded to stage 3, that CJ had already undergone a round of radiation and that he had lymph nodes removed via surgery. He added that a malignant tumor was found in CJ's abdomen. He has not been getting better, Rowe said previously. At this point in time, the mother and father are the only ones who have been charged in connection with the despicable deceit. The investigation, however, remains ongoing. There's a stunner. Earlier this offseason, Markel Valdez was dismissed by North Carolina State for standard unspecified violations of team rules. On Twitter late last week, the cornerback announced that he has decided to transfer from the program and explore my options. Despite the dismissal, and per a letter posted by the defensive back in the same Twitter pronouncement, Valdez will be barred from transferring to any ACC school as well as the 4 schools on NCSU's 2018 non-conference schedule: Georgia State, James Madison, Marshall and West Virginia. Valdez, who came to NCSU as a 3-star signee named James Valdez, took a redshirt as a true freshman in 2016. He played in the first 2 games of 2017 before suffering an ending ACL injury in the Week 2 win over Marshall.